Imagine, it's 6th November 2022. You're sitting calmly with a hot cup of tea in your hand, and all you realize is that the CAT examination is just 3 weeks apart. Would that actually be a very good feeling for you? If not, then please start preparing from today itself. Hi, my name is Meghna and I will be helping you out with the month-wise strategy to prepare for the CAT examination. But before we begin, I hope you all agree on the fact that the CAT examination is much more of planning and strategizing than just executing it. To begin with, please remember that you need at least 300 to 500 hours of dedicated practice for the CAT examination. That means, even if you start working out on your preparation today, you need a minimum of 2 hours of dedicated practice every day. So let me start off by dividing the entire preparation strategy into 4 phases for you. So phase number 1 is going to be back to basics. That means we'll be focusing a lot more on our basics than actually working out on all the questions. Phase 2. Phase 2 would be building up on your core muscles. So once you're thorough with the base preparation, this is the time to strengthen all those concepts. Phase 3 would be the working out school for all of us. That means whatever we've learned in the past, we're going to exercise it and make it more thorough. And last but not the least would be phase 4, also known as the finishing school. So let's start talking about the month-wise strategy as a whole. Phase 1, back to basics. So in the months of March and also April, these are the 2 months that we will be rigorously focusing on working on our basics. That means when it comes to verbal, start working on your basics like the parts of speech, like the subject and verb agreement, the verb tense form, and also some basic punctuation and other needs. I know that these basics are not going to help you with the direct questions on the CAT examination, but until and unless we work on our basics, we would not be able to cover up the concepts which are much higher than our level. Apart from these, on the verbal section, try to work on your parallelisms, some misplaced modifier, and also some basic reading material. At this juncture, you should definitely be working on at least 1 RC in 2 to 3 days. Since this is more of a preconditioning phase for all of us when it comes to the CAT examination, working towards your LR would definitely counter topics like seating arrangement, basic other arrangements, and your direction sense, and also some other questions which are related to family trees, some questions which are related to directions. Not only are these questions very generic in nature, but then they also help you out with the concepts. When it comes to quantitative ability, try to draw your focus towards algebra, averages, a little bit of percentages, simple interest, compound interest, and other such relevant easier topics to begin with. Please remember these 2 months are very crucial as these are the months wherein we would be enforcing all our efforts to help us out with our basics. Let's now talk about the second phase, which is building up your core muscles. This phase would range from your May till your July. Make sure that you're strengthening your basics along with a lot of practice in this particular phase of the preparation. I'll start off again from the verbal section in this phase 2. So when it comes to your verbal, start identifying what are the different question types that you get and how you can handle those questions. At this juncture, always remember you should be doing at least 1 RC in a day. Along with 1 RC a day, also start focusing on your verbal reasoning, which is parajumbles, your misfit sentences, and also your critical reasoning for that matter. Next comes your DILR section. Now in this section, start working on the matrix arrangement, the circular arrangements to begin with, and then continue with working on converting the percentages into fraction and other sorts of questions. Along with that, make sure that you're working enormously when it comes to all the kinds of graphs and also your data sufficiency. Here, do not forget on the Venn diagrams and also the caselets, as caselets would form a major portion of the examination. Now, last but not the least, on the quantitative section, make sure that you've started working out on your number system, some other concepts like permutation, combination, probability, and some easier concepts like log and all the other things that are needed to ace on the CAT examination. So by the end of phase 2nd, that means your July, you must have covered all the concepts which are needed for the CAT examination, and I hope a couple of marks would also have been covered. Let us now move on to a phase 3, which is also known as the working out phase. So the months of August and also September are to be marked as very crucial, as most of the time has to be spent on the practice areas. This is actually a time where you should be spending most of your time while covering up the area-wise tests and also the sectional tests for that matter. Not just that, 4 to 5 mocks a month should also be taken. And as we always advise, you should spend more time on analyzing your mocks than on anything else. Phase 4, also known as the finishing school, the last 2 months which are left with us. So we've got October and November in our hand, known as the finishing school. So make sure in this particular time you're not starting on a lot of the new concepts, but are just revising your strength areas and are working a little bit on your weaker areas too. Apart from that, create your own personal order of difficulty. That means try working for the easier questions first. Easier could also involve the concepts that you are much more familiar with. So work on your familiarized concepts first and then start off with the tougher questions also. But devise your own personal order of difficulty, as that is something which will get you or put you through the CAT examination. Last but not the least, I hope this month-wise strategy was actually helpful to all of you. Make sure that you're creating your own personal order of difficulty as well. Don't forget to like the video and also share it with your friends. Also, the subscribe button is right here, so make sure that you're pressing on it too.